start by asking you, what is the autism revolution? And for people who aren't familiar with this book, I know the subtitle here, Whole Body Strategies for Making Life All It Can Be. I said before, is there a better title to a book? Because it really encompasses that we want to get to the better life. So tell us a little bit about why it's a revolution and what's in this amazing book that I'm holding up for our viewers.
Great. What's in it is the idea that even though we define autism by behavior, that's not the main show. If you think of an iceberg, and when you see the tip of the iceberg, almost 90% of the iceberg is under the water. So there are all these things going on in our bodies and our cells that are changing how our brain works. And that's where the autism comes from. So it's really a frame shift. It's looking at the whole person, their whole body, the body and brain together, and finding all kinds of things you can do to make things better, to more closely approach the way the best that life can be, by really building health and resilience. And then the autism starts to be less severe, and that reduction can increase a lot over time.
It's a really important concept, and so glad that we're able to talk about it today. I want to start by saying, where can people get the book? Because they need to get the book.
So Autism Revolution is on the major online, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, some of the specialty developmental disability bookstores. It's available hardback, paperback, Kindle, and you can get it in MP3 and listen to it in your car.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. And I want to say, the last guest that we had on the show, she's the head of National Autism Resources, which is a resource that carries the book. And if our viewers right now order the book and put in the code autism-live in the coupon code, they could get 5% off from nationalautismresources.com. So, Dr. Herbert, in the beginning of this book, you advise people to go for the extraordinary. What does that mean?
So what that means is that you may have wanted to have a normal child, but normal isn't really necessarily what you or really anybody should just aspire to. You want to be extraordinary. And for people with autism, they often actually have capabilities for being extraordinary that are different than what neurotypical people have and that are quite remarkable. So instead of beating yourself up that your child's not normal, find the extraordinary things that you see in them and help them build them and help them relish their special capabilities and special interests and help them expand them, but don't suppress them. Help them be the extraordinary person that they're capable of being. Get the things out of the way that are making it hard for them and support them.
Well, speaking of the things that are hard for them, let's dive right in and talk about one of the most controversial subjects, and yet mainstream press is carrying how important having a good gut is to all of us. What is the gut, the role that the gut plays in autism?
Well, I can talk about autism revolution. The really huge global revolution is the gut-brain revolution. And the gut revolution itself. We are learning because of new measurement techniques what a wonderfully complicated universe there is inside of our guts, of thousands of different kinds of bacteria and viruses and fungal organisms. And in a healthy situation, these organisms are like a healthy ecosystem. They support each other, they get different jobs done, and so forth. But many of the things in our modern life, like antibiotics and pesticides and actually cesarean section, where you don't get your initial gulp of gut bacteria from the vaginal birth delivery, but you get the initial gulp of bacteria lying around in the delivery room. We have gut bacteria that are messed up in ways that may never have occurred before in human history or animal history. So what we're realizing also is the problems in the gut lead to a variety of neurological problems. Parkinson's disease, people have found problems in the gut before the neurological problems come up. That's probably true of autism. And even when you don't have a lot of symptoms, you can still have an imbalanced ecology inside your gut. So it's really important to try and get your gut healthier. And that involves two things: eliminating the bad stuff in your diet that feeds the opportunistic bad bugs. And foremost among those things is sugar. The bad bugs love sugar. So you have to get rid of the sugar. I'm sorry, you just do. And you'll actually enjoy it a lot better without it. And then feeding healthy things and fresh vegetables, things with fiber, and also fermented foods if your child can tolerate them, or if you can tolerate them. Start with very small amounts. And that's the way traditional peoples around the world have protected their guts. They've made pickles, they've made yogurt, they've made kefir, and they have it, and it's strong, and it keeps things healthy in there.